Henshin go baby, what's actually, I can't even ask you what's good. This past week and honestly the last month, I've been focused on grinding for Jing Yuan's banner. My Jing Yuan is mostly maxed out. I still have to deal with the fact of relic grinding, and my relics are easily some of the worst in my entire account, specifically for Jing Yuan. I farmed as often as I possibly could, and I still received every amazing piece possible that should have been for Sizzling Thunder, but instead I got everything on the Guardian set. And while normally in something like Genshin Impact where it wouldn't be as horrendous to me, Genshin also doesn't require me to give up 10 gold pieces for one randomized piece of gear. And after spending almost over 1200 Trailblazer power, you would think that I get something that's actually worth a damn, but I don't, because when I get the lightning piece, I finally get the lightning orb for Inert Salcedo, and it rolls into every fucking... So forgive me if I sound a bit salty in this video, but I finally understand my massive problem with Jing Yuan. Jing Yuan feels like Diluc, kinda. What I mean by this is that during the initial hype of the character, Jing Yuan performed amazing. Phenomenal, if you will. And then after Jing Yuan's banner went away, the flaws became more apparent. For example, Diluc has a number of reasons why he isn't a top DPS right now, but the main comparison I'm referring to here is the downfall of having a very straightforward kit, which in this case opens up the window for every possible flaw in the world to be seen by the entire neighborhood. Now that Memory of Chaos is fully changed, we've seen a huge shift in Nihility units uprising, which I spoke about in my previous video to a much larger degree. And the previous Turbulence boosted the damage of Hunt and Erudition characters by 50%, in addition to advancing them forward more often than normal. At that time though, I didn't really realize how impactful this was in covering up Jing Yuan's issues. And then Cian also made some really valid complaints about the character while his banner was live, and I was mostly against everything they said. And it's funny because I normally agree with Cian. Not enough damage, too reliant on Ting Yuan. Yun, wow, that didn't come out right. Like y'all didn't hear that. Ting Yun, too reliant on Ting Yun. Ting Yun also got nerfed literally in half. All her numbers got cut in half. He needs a second support to help control either speed or turn order, which in this case is just turn manipulation. And ultimately, Jing Yuan is just a character that has way too high of an investment to get the same, if not less, results than some of the DPS characters we already have in the game. All of this led me to digging a little deeper in order to understand whether it was Jing Yuan or something else. My conclusion was that it was just Erudition as a whole. Himiko has the highest base attack in the game, but still can't do damage without mega buffs. Serval only becomes a complete character after Eidolon. Herta is, well, Herta. Xing Shui is literally MiHoYo the character. Jing Yuan, based on every single comment you guys made in my community post, is required, not needed, not should have, not advised, required to have Ting Yun and some form of speed control, which completely goes against the idea of having Silverwolf on the team with Jing Yuan, which presents a problem that I'll explain later in the video. Now, I don't expect Erudition to do as much damage as the Hunt class, which I think might have been one of the big reasons that CN didn't like Jing Yuan. But what I do believe is that Jing Yuan should be able to function, or any Erudition character should be able to function without 99 supports needing to back them up. Now, specifically in Jing Yuan's case, without Lightning Lord, he just doesn't feel like a character. And yes, Jing Yuan is Lightning Lord, but to an extent. Dude's got so much micromanagement that it just, I could probably make the argument that at this point they're two separate characters. They just happen to be on the same team. From the number of calculations and in-game simulations I've participated in, any combination of using his basic and or skill results in less than about 15k damage, and this is including AoE. I've only seen numbers that were much higher from either Wells or insanely lucky players who just happen to be able to also output the same amount of damage as Wells, but they're free to play somehow. Free to play, by the way. Keep in mind, I'm not mentioning any of this to just dump on Jing Yuan. That's not my goal here. My main point is that Jing, you know what? I was right. I was right with my original comparison months ago when I said that Jing Yuan is basically the persona user who uses base attacks that are like 21 21 damage, and then Lightning Lord is a persona that one-shots the enemy. There are a number of problematic concerns with Jing Yuan, but I don't like being defeated. With a lot of thanks to you guys for giving me your own advice from the previous community post, and some even more helpful friendos like Omar for showing me his Jing Yuan build directly, I was able to see exactly how to fix these issues. First up, the light cone. I strongly believe Jing Yuan was a test to see how well the Honkai impact method would work in Starro. And I always explain this, but for those that don't know, in Honkai impact, characters are basically half a character until you acquire their signature weapon. For the most part, Jing Yuan is proving my theory from a few earlier videos. I understand that it's not like this in Genshin, so a lot of you have been ignoring the fact this development team isn't the same team as Genshin's, but it's actually Honkai's original team. Contrarily, Seele seems to be a prime example of Genshin's weapon model, where she doesn't necessarily need her light cone. I think Seele as a character is perfectly fine without the light cone, but then when you give her the light cone, as we say over here, she becomes banana nut bread or a Super Saiyan, turning a Saiyan into a Super Saiyan, and that's what Seele is. Second would be the relics. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I can't control this. I try to improve this to the best of my ability. I'm a little shy of hitting the 134 to 140 in speed. I believe I'm right at 131, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm at 131 so far. However, I do have E1 or higher Ting Yun in order to help out with this in regards to giving me that speed boost for that turn. So hopefully this does something. My crit rate is garbage, but my crit damage is getting there, right? You know, I just don't have any crit, bro. If you guys need proof, look, crit rate, that's cool. Crit rate, that's really good, right? Oh, crit damage. Oh, yeah. Crit damage on my boots. Oh, no. Crit rate, never got to roll into it. And this is the orb that I was telling you guys about, right? This lightning orb rolled into effect resistance and HP. It didn't roll into attack and it didn't roll into crit rate. And it's at +9. I can't do anything with this. Last but not least is the team construction. 1 sustain, not 2. So no Japard, no Bailu, but Japard or Bailu. Check. I have my Japard right here. He's sitting at a healthy 3.5 defense stat, so we're good. I think my Japard can handle most of the sustainability. Next is my mandatory wife, Ting Yun. Check. I have Ting Yun. Her attack is maxed out so that I can get a max value for my Jing Yuan, and her speed is also 131, which I don't know why she goes after him if that's the case, but whatever. Point being is that I also have her. Speed control in some way, shape, or form, which in this case would be Welt, but I don't have a Welt built up. I just got him. I don't have the resources in order to build this character up. And then of course, Jing Yuan, the man himself. Now here is the problem. How do I fit Silverwolf into this team? On a normal floor, I don't need Silverwolf because they're already weak to lightning, but this is Honkai Star Rail and Silverwolf is here for the banner. Everything is lightning resistant, it feels like. So I need Silverwolf, and in fact, fuck it, I'm just gonna bring Silverwolf. Okay, so for my Forgotten Hall stuff, because some of you are very confused, right? Very confused in what I mentioned in my community post. I'm not struggling to beat the things that are obviously weak to lightning, right? This guy is not weak to lightning, but this guy is weak to lightning, this guy's not weak to lightning, so then I could just boom, stack it on top of him with Silverwolf and I'm good to go. These were not the floors I was struggling with. The floors that I was struggling with were the lightning resistant floors, i.e. Kafka. And because she's lightning resistant, it made things a lot more difficult for me to go through. This guy got bodied pretty quickly, and I did that last night before actually getting into this whole video thing. So now what I want to do is I want to try this live. I'm gonna go based off of what you guys told me. Now for the first half, I found a lot of success using this particular team with the Pela and Branya, the double buffs or whatever, or yeah, buff and debuff, whatever. You guys get what I'm saying, the hyper carry. But for this team in particular, we're gonna go with what you guys said. 1 sustain, Japard. I kind of need Silverwolf, so I'm gonna bring Silverwolf, Ting Yun, and then I'm gonna also bring Jing Yuan, and this is what we're gonna rock out with. So I'm gonna skip this first half because it's super easy, and then we're gonna go straight into the second half. All right, so Lightning Lord wasn't able to get like a little bit of a boost to jump up a couple turns, so instead of 36 turns, I'm at 34 turns. But now we have to struggle. Nice, we stacked the boy with lightning. We love to see it. Now what I was advised to do for this particular floor was to take care of the Mara soldiers first because they heal him. The problem is, and this kind of goes in my whole Jing Yuan thing, my Jing Yuan has great crit damage, but not crit rate. So if I don't crit on these hits, then I do no damage. And then if Lightning Lord also doesn't crit, I do no damage. The worst part is, for whatever reason, as I explained earlier in the video, even though my Jing Yuan is 131 and my Ting Yun is also 131, for some reason, she's going after him instead of before him. And I genuinely don't know why. 29k off the 10 hit from Lightning Lord. I don't think I crit. I don't think I crit right there, bro. When I told you guys that, actually I didn't tell y'all that. I don't think that it's Jing Yuan per se, but I'll wrap that up at the end of the video. I feel like it's a relic difference. That's what it's feeling like for me right now. But even with this relic difference, it's a little bit different because I know my Zila, when I had subpar relics, was outputting the damage that he was outputting. Why did he bring these back? Who told him to do? Do I do this? I think I do this. I think I freeze. I'm gonna freeze. Yeah, I think I froze right there because I didn't want to deal with whatever he's got coming up. But I'm at 30 turns right now, which means I only have 2 turns left. He's almost there. We might be able to three-star this. If I could actually pull off, I don't have any more for Silver Wolf. This is a problem. If I could actually pull this off, we might be able to 3-star him. But I think the problem might be, yeah, he's just going to heal the damage that Lightning Lord did right there. So I couldn't even take him off. And then he's healing from whatever he's doing to me. Oh, he heals even if he goes through the shield. That's crazy. All right, boys, there's the 28. There is the 28. How do I pull this off? I have one more turn of boost. I'm not going to be able to get the ultimate, which means I'm like at max going to get 7 stacks or something like that. This is problematic. Very much problematic. But, oh, man, this is the last turn that I have to do this. And it's pretty scary. I'm gonna hold on to that ult for just a moment. Okay, I have a boost. Maybe this might be it. Maybe, right? If I could build ult. I don't think I build ult from here though. Oh, I did it. I built ult. Let's go. I did it. Yo, we 3-started. We 3-started, man. I don't know what y'all were talking about in regards to it being easy, because this was not easy. This was not. I did that way too late. I almost died. I almost lost the game because I wasn't paying attention. I was too hyped. This was not an easy feat for me to do. I want y'all to understand, even that, look at that, 14K, no crit, 14K. That's how much damage my guy's doing, bro. This is not okay. This is not okay, but we did it. So let me kind of wrap this up. I'm glad I was able to show that live and kind of like give you guys an example of what I go through, or my process for thinking on things. I didn't do the whole thing because it's like a 10-minute video or whatever, a 10-minute of me just playing through the game. And I know you guys don't want to see that, but if you do, let me know in the comments down below. I think if I had to wrap everything up in regards to my massive issues with Jing Yuan, these really just come down to personal stuff. I do, however, feel like there is a very big problem when it comes to Erudition. I think Erudition is way too weak. I also mentioned this in one of my previous videos where I mentioned that Nihility is basically the new Erudition. And yeah, that's a really far stretch, or far-fetched, if you will. But with Kafka coming out and some of the things that I've seen about Kafka, it really does feel like Nihility is just becoming the better Erudition. So if I were to give any advice to anybody else that was also agreeing with me in terms of Jing Yuan, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I still think Jing Yuan is very subpar. I still think that he is a weaker character in comparison to the rest of the roster, but I think most of this gets fixed, if you will, with his relics, not so much everything else. I do think at this point that his light cone might be a little closer towards mandatory. You don't need it, but it is getting up there. It's getting closer towards that point. I think with the right relics, lightning damage orb, definitely 50% crit rate minimum, and then being able to consistently get those stacks. I believe he has a trace as well where he gets an extra 10% off the crit rate if you're able to get certain stacks, or an extra crit damage percent, something like that. And you need to be able to get, what is it, 6 or 8 stacks. You're gonna need some speed. So me not having the 134 speed, again, I can't control that. That is completely in regards to the game. I don't have resources right now. I don't have money. I don't have relic experience. I don't have actual character experience. I'm grinding for relics and other things. I just got the lightning orb. Everything rolled into defensive stats. I got no crit rate from it. I have horrible luck right now. Most of this issue has been resolved, or is being resolved, by just patience. Eventually I'll get some stuff. If it takes me until the point where I get to Kafka and then I still don't have a good Jing Yuan, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm dropping Jing Yuan. I'm gonna get out of here. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section if you agree or disagree. A lot of y'all had some real choice words to say to me. I don't appreciate that. I normally like to keep my community posts and videos pretty respectful, but you did what you did. I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, like the video, join the Discord. Smell you later.